Oops. I'm recording. What's on here? God damn it.
You're recording? Hit stop.
I am hitting stop.
That's a big boat. That's way bigger than the boat we're on.
It's a cruise ship, honey.
It's
It's
huge.
got like staterooms and stuff.
You're not filming, are you? Just kidding.
We're in my port now.
Pork peanut? Pork
Get it focused now.
Those of you on the main deck, we now have your drinks ready at the bar. We have Coke, Diet Coke, 7-Up, root beer, iced tea, and water. Please send a single person from your table to pick them up so we don't have to.
That looks like something where the monotonous would hide.
The darker pieces of ice that you see in the water are ice with chlorine in it, rather than what you're
Way out there?
Don't worry, we're going to run several more laps later in the day, and we'll stop
It's like 3, 4. It's gonna come into the river. Looks like this post. See the basically open. And there's a big black spot. See it? There's at least 4 of them there.
Okay.
gentlemen, we are still 5.7 miles away.
The water depth is over 500 feet here in front of the glacier. And we figured that the front face of the glacier that we'll be looking at is over 300 feet high. There's some areas of this glacier that will extend down to close to 500 feet under the water. So imagine that some of the most glaciers in this glacier are up to 700 to 800 feet. Once again, the water depth is over 500 feet deep, and the face of the glacier that we're seeing above the water can be up as high as 300 feet.
I also might add that the glacier is almost 1.5 miles wide, and it extends back into the valley 25 miles. That's a lot of margaritas there.
Just go on the deck. Slow it down. We're gonna turn around.
Based on what? Death? It's not.
I don't know, just out there. It's fun. We're not.
Let's go all the way up.
This is cool.
Just guessing, but I bet he
Wow.
Fucking awesome.
program, we'll have a brief introduction about our group. Hello, my name is Cheryl Foster. I'm 15 years old. My Inupiaq name is Ialuk, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school.
Hi, my name is Don Jewel. I'm 15 years old. My Inupiaq name is Nigluk. It is given to me by my Appa, which is grandfather. His name is Don too. That's my sister.
Good morning. My name is Angela. I'm 17 years old. I've been working here for 2 years. I'll be a senior in high school this year. I have 3 Eskimo names. They are Kinyuan, Ugnin, and Suluk. But I like to use Ugnin the most because I know how to spell it.
The first part of the Culture Camp program will be the arts and crafts. Here is the birch bark. This comes from the birch tree. Now, as you notice from your little ride here to Kotzebue, you probably noticed that we don't have any trees around this Kotzebue area. But in the region that we call the Nanu region, we have 2 main river systems, the Kobuk River and the Noatak River. And that's where we go down and we collect the birch bark. This is collected in the month of July when the temperatures are high and the sap is running between the bark and the tree. We also collect the black spruce tree at the same time. It's then soaked in water and it's spliced, and we use this to put together our traditional berry picking basket. We also have our more indoor decorative baskets. These you can use to put your little knickknacks, your pens, your pencils, fruits. We also make even the more modern picture frame. This was made at a camp called Camp Suwanilvik. It's where kids go weeks at a time to learn cultural and survival skills at a camp, and probably also to get away from their parents for a week or 2. We also have a rope, and this is made from the bleached British sealskin. Now what we do is we use a sharp blade using our thumb for guidance, and we cut completely around the seal in a circular motion from the head all the way down to the tail, and we come up with this nice sturdy rope. When the early settlers came up to Point Hope Barrow and Kotzebue, they brought cotton and nylon rope. They tested their rope against ours, and they found that this was 20 times stronger than theirs was. Now we use this to pull in our umaks, or our skin boats, the avik, which is the walrus, or the ogurk, which is the bowhead whale. I mean the bearded seal. Oops. Here is a model of a basket sled. The more traditional ones they're about 1 foot long, and they're about 1 foot wide, and hold on, maybe I shouldn't tell them. I can't get it right. But we use it to pull behind our dog teams or our snow machines. And this is also good when you have a lot of kids during the winter time and you don't have a car. You can just pile your kids on there and bring them to school. It's fun too. Here is the stomach lining of the walrus. Now, later on in the show, you'll probably notice that most of the men have this for the coverings of their drums. We also use this for the skylights of our sod homes a long time ago. It'll allow the light to come in. You can't see out of it, but it'll keep the elements to stay out. This is the same material that we used for raincoats and rain pants a long time ago.
Haggis?
Here is the vertebra of the prehistoric mosquito. Here's the vertebra of the bowhead whale. The pieces here were used to carve out to make tools, or little figurines for the younger kids for toys. And in the much larger, in our sod homes, they're built underground to keep us a little warmer during the winter time. So we use these for footsteps to go in the sod homes. Also, the piece here was used and carved out to make a mask like this. This is a more humorous mask. Usually when they make masks out of this whalebone, they have sharp teeth and mean-looking faces. And the reason why is because they use to scare away the evil spirits from our homes. Here is the piece of baleen. This is just a short piece. These can come up to 10 to 14 feet long, and we have a larger one here that's hanging. The bowhead whale doesn't have any teeth, and this is what they use. The hair-like structure acts as a sieve to collect the food that they eat, such as plankton and shellfish. And the longer pieces they use, and they cut out long thin ribbons for the line on their old shone, the ice fishing digger. Or they can also make carvings like this. Here's an etching of an eagle head. They also made tools out of the baleen. When the early settlers came to Kotzebue, the whaling crews, commercial whalers, they hunted the bowhead whale for the baleen, which they then called it whalebone. They use this in the ladies' corselets, in their hats, or in their umbrellas. Here is the Olakshon, or the ice fishing digger. The handle's curved so that when you're out on the ice, your wrist won't get as tired as if it were straight. And it's made out of willow. The line's made out of store-bought line. Before we use that, we'd use a long thin ribbon of the baleen, or a long piece of braided sinew, and this comes from the back tendon of the caribou. The lure is connected by a piece of baleen. We have a bone and then a nail for a hook. But before we had Ace and True Value hardware, we would use a wolverine claw, a bear claw, or a sharpened piece of ivory. Now, when we're out there fishing all day, if we're lucky, we'll catch about a big pile of fish. Sometimes out there we catch about 7 to 10, and sometimes we're out there fishing all day, catching nothing but the common cold. Here is an utnuk, or a hard-bottom soles, or a mucklucks. This is bleached British sealskin. What I mean by bleached is it's laid in the sun from June about till August, and they're naturally bleached by the sun. What we do to get the shape is we start off with this shape, and a long time ago, our elders and our ancestors, they chew it to get the shape. Now when we see pictures of them, their teeth would be worn down because they had to make mucklucks all year round for their families, and they had about 9 to 10 kids. But nowadays they use crimping pliers. It's a lot much easier on the teeth, it's a lot much faster. Here is a pincushion. The side's made from from beaver. The back made from bleached spotted sealskin. The front's made out of store-bought felt and beads for decoration. And it's stuffed with some moose fur. Here's a needle, and it's made out of the, carved out of the ivory. Other than this, we'd use the backbone bone of the goose, or a whisker from the walrus. But now the older ladies prefer to use a number 7 skin sewing needle. It has 3 edges, and it's a lot much easier. Here is a thimble, also made by bleached British sealskin. Other than this, we'd use the moose hide, which is nice and thick. Here is the alder willow, shavings from the alder willow bark. Now, we use the star skins. What we do is we stick it in water, kind of like tea, and we let it boil for about until it gets a nice red color. And then we stick our skins in there, and they turn out nice red color. We use this for decorations, for trimmings on our mucklucks, our hats or mittens, or on our fancy parkies. Here is a wooden pelt stretcher. This is just a smaller wooden pelt stretcher. This would be used to stretch the pelts of the hoary marmot, the squirrel, or the muskrat. And over here we have a much larger wooden pelt stretcher. And this is used to stretch the pelts of the much larger animals. What we do is we stick this is a fox pelt. We stick it onto the wooden pelt stretcher, and we let it dry for about 3 weeks to 4 weeks to a month. And then once it's dry, we take our ikun, or tune, our wooden pelt scraper, and what we do is we scrape off all the excess fat and membrane and all the extra blood on the fur. And then once that's done, we have a tanning solution. One of the traditional tanning solutions would be a mixture of raw fish eggs, boiled fish meat, and fish broth. But nowadays, people prefer to walk to the store and get some Joy Soap mayonnaise and water, or sourdough pancake mix. What we do is we rub the tanning solution throughout the whole pelt, and we let it sit overnight to let it moisten the skin. And then what we do is we take it and we rub it together, and that breaks up all the extra fibers in the skin. And then once that's done, we let it dry for about another week or 2. And once the tanning solution's dry, we scrape off all of the tanning solution. And the inside of the fox pelt, or any fur that we do, should be nice and soft and feel like leather, and ready to be made in trimmies on our hats, parkies, or mittens. This beaver pelt here was done the traditional way, which is the raw fish eggs, boiled fish meat, and fish broth. And it was done by one of the elders here at the culture town. The last thing I'll talk to you about is the Eskimo yo-yo. The side's made from spotted sealskin. The front and back are made from bleached spotted sealskin, dyed with ink. And we twirl the longer string in one direction, and we twirl the other string in the other direction while maintaining an up and down motion of your wrist. And this was used for eye and hand coordination for the younger children as they were growing up. and we have a rock for weight. Now, if you're world travelers, you've probably seen something similar in Hawaii, Fiji, or New Zealand, except their strings are the same length. The reason why we know that here in Class is because we have the Discovery Channel, the Learning Channel, and the Travel Channel. At this time, I'll turn you over to Dawn, and she'll explain some of the furs. Thank you.
Here's the striped sealskin. We use these mostly for our Ajanuks, but then the hair will be taken off. But we also, a long time ago, we used them for our outer garments because this is waterproof, because it's a sea animal. Someone spoke it. That's what I read. And here's the bleach sealskin. We use these for our Ajanuks or the hard bottom soles of our mucklucks. And then our mucklucks will be a boots that we'll be wearing later on. We also use these for our kayaks or our umaks, which is gimbaled. And but we prefer to use the split waller side for our umaks because if you have this on the frame of a umak, then it'll be like Titanic all over again if you hit an iceberg. Here's a bag made of this by sealskin. Men like to use these when they go out hunting because they either go by boat or snow machine, and if their clothes get wet, then you can't wear them anymore. And so they could put their extra clothing in here and keep it nice and dry. They could also put their food in here, and they can put their thermos or tools in this. This is a pouch made of the baby seal. We don't normally hunt for baby seals, but from far away you can't tell a male from a female. And if you catch a female and it has a baby, you gotta catch it too because you can't survive on its own out in the wild. We have two kinds of squirrels. The ground squirrel and the mountain squirrel.
Wow.
We catch
It's a big ass squirrel.
60 to 80 of these for our fancy parties for the body. And we catch about the same amount for a longer parky. And we also can use the heads of a boring marmot for our toddler's mittens. We have 3 kinds of foxes, but 2 on display. The red fox and the cross fox, the silver fox, and the other one is the Arctic fox. We use the heads of the foxes for our storytelling masks like this. And we also could use them for the decoration on our fur hats for right here.
Cool.
Or we could use them for the back part of our mittens. We use the bodies for our fur hats or for the trimmings of our fancy parties or anything. And a long time ago, they would use the tails for neck warmers, but now we have the cincelet neck warmers, and we mostly use the tails for the decoration on our ladies' hats like this. Right here is caribou leggings. We use these mostly for our mucklucks because the hair is hollow and it traps air, and you could use the skin with the fur facing out or inside. And the caribou migrate a lot, and the hair doesn't come off as easy as any part of the other body. We use the front part of the leg for the back part of a muckluck, and the back part of the leg for the front part of a muckluck. We do that because it has a natural curve to it and it's easier to sew. Right here is the beaver. We use these mostly for the cuffs of our parkies or for around our heads, our beaver hats, because it has 2 lengths of fur and it keeps you nice and warm. Men prefer to use the beaver hats. Right here's the black wolf.
Cool.
We use these mostly for our ruffs
length of the hair.
and mucklucks because the men, they like to use the wolf ruff. They like to use a wolf ruff on their hunting parkies because it's very fluffy, and if there's blowing snow, then your ruff will creep it out of your face when you're shooting game. The women, they like to use the long hairs in the back for their sunshine ruff. What I mean by sunshine ruff is that your ruff is on your hood, and when you put your hood on, the long hairs will look like the rays of the sun, and your face will look like the face of the sun. You'll see the sunshine ruff in the slideshow. Last thing I'm going to talk about is the Wolverine. Wolverine. We use these mostly for our ruffs because the fur has a natural oil to it and it doesn't collect frost. The men, they like to put a thin strip near their face on their hunting parkies so they don't get frostbitten. Because they could be out hunting up to 3 or 4 or 5 days in 60 below zero weather. The women, they like to put a thin strip near their face, or they'll use the shoulders or the back legs as their whole ruff because they don't like any frost in the hair. Keep it nice and pretty. And they like the different colors of the ruff, like this. There'll be clouds for decorations for it here, but first you'll have to file them down because they'll scratch you. And if you get scratched, you can blame it on your sister. And a long time ago, they didn't have any beads or anything, so they got really fancy with the fur, the different colors. And later on, you'll see some patterns made of fur, and at this time, I'm turning you over to my sister to finish what I was thinking.
Here we have our fur hats. These are both made from the Arctic fox fur. We have Arctic fox on the top for decoration. Inside, keep your ears and cheeks warm. And we have the tail for decoration. Because when you wear this hat, your hair gets covered. So this kind of makes up for the hairdo.
It's pretty.
The differences in these hats are, this one is caught in the fall time. As you can tell, the fur is gray. And this one is caught in the winter time. It's more white. These are both girl hats. The guys, the men's hats, they usually have theirs made out of the beaver in a more masculine cloth on the back. Here we have our mittens. Here we have moose hide lined with beaver, and we have yarn straps. These straps were used for the little kids because they tend to lose their mittens. I know me and my sisters used to have to wear these all the time. In our Inupiaq language, we call them glue jumps, but in English, they call them idiot straps. When the adults use them and they need to fix their dog harness or change their spark plug in their snow machine, these will tend to be in the way. So what they do is they'll twist them in the back, and their hands are free to do whatever they like, and they're not in the way. Here we have a pair of indoor slippers. The sides and the top are made from spotted sealskin. We have baby sealskin around the ankles. We have leather strap or leather on the bottom, and we have mouton for inside to keep our toes warm. A long time ago in our tents, or still nowadays, in our tents we had hardwood floors like this one, so we'd make slippers like this to keep our toes warm. And here we have some beadwork. A lot of the people like to make their own beadwork, and they'll stick it on top of the toes, so it kind of takes the place of polish. Here we have a pair of baby slippers. We have leather lined with felt and some rabbit fur around the ankles. A lot of the little kids still do wear these because they're very warm and the hard shoes tend to hurt their feet. Here we have our mouton insoles. We can't catch this kind of animal around here, so we'll order the material from a catalog, probably Cabela's. And once we get the material, we'll make it into these, but these are the traditional style. We use these inside of our mucklucks, our hard bottom mucklucks, to add extra comfort and warmth to our feet. Or we'll use them by themselves when we play our Eskimo games, because the balls that we do use are made out of some skin material, so they won't rip the ball. Here we have a pair of tutulinks. These are caribou legging mucklucks. We have caribou leggings on the sides and the top. We have non-bleached bearded sealskin on the bottom. And these were traditionally chewed on by the women's teeth. If you'd like to compare them afterwards, you may. Here we have some leather straps. These are used to help keep the muckluck on and to add support to your ankle. So if you're chasing boys and you trip, then you won't hurt your ankle that bad. And the straps on top were also used to keep your muckluck on and to help keep the snow, gravel, and water out of your feet. And these mucklucks, these are waterproof mucklucks. These are like really, really, really old rubber boots. We have non-bleached bearded sealskin on the top and sides. We have bleached bearded sealskin on the bottom for our hard bottom untucks. And the straps on these ones are different from the other ones. They help support the front of your foot as well as the back of your ankle. And the way that they make these waterproof is when they first catch the animal, after they remove the hair, they'll sew it together, making sure that the thread is thicker than the needle. And then when the animal dries, it tends to stick together a lot more, and that's how it becomes waterproof. I'll do the games now. Here we have our Eskimo football. We play this game. It's a lot like soccer. We can't use our arms, it's just our legs. The teams are based upon saltwater people and freshwater people. I'd be a saltwater person since I live along the coast, but the inland people would be the freshwater people. The object of the game, we have poles instead of goals. And the object of the game is you start in the middle. Your team has to bring the ball around your pole and back to the center again. And for the other team to score, they have to bring it around your pole, around their pole, and back to the center again to score. And this is made from moose hide. It has moose hair inside and a rock for weight. And some other games that we do play are kicking games. We had a really cool ball, but it broke. We'll just use the yo-yos. These next games that I'll show you, we do play this game in school for sport. We call it NYO, Native Youth Olympics, and we have records that we have, and I'll tell them as we go along.
If you guys want to come around and stand up.
This first kicking game is called the 1-foot high kick. It's where you jump off 2 feet, kick the ball with 1 foot, and land on that same foot that you kicked the ball with, and you have to maintain balance. I'm not that flexible this morning. The record for this one, for the men, it's 9 feet 2 inches. And for the ladies, it just got broken this year and it's 8 feet 5 inches. And I think she was in 11th grade, so we'll probably see her again at state again this year. She'll probably go higher. She's like really tall and skinny. And this next game is the Canadian style 1-foot high kick, or the Alaskan style 1-foot high kick. It's where you hop on 1 foot, kick the ball with 1 foot, and land on that same foot that you kicked the ball with. So it's like you only have 1 leg.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than the other ones. The record for this one for the men is about 8 feet high. And for the ladies, I think it's around 7 feet. This next game is called the 2-foot high kick. It's where you jump off 2 feet, making sure that your feet are together. You kick the ball, and you land on the same 2 feet. Hopefully. The record for this one, for the men, is about 8 feet and a half, 8.5 feet. And for the ladies, it's about 7 feet. This next game that we'll be using with the ball is called the one-arm reach. It's where you balance your whole body on one arm, and with your free arm, you reach up and you touch the ball. And you have to bring your arm down before any part of your body does for at least 3 seconds.
No.
The record for that one, for the men, it's about 5.5 feet, and for the ladies, it's about 4 feet, 4.5 feet. They can go really high. This pretty much concludes our culture camp presentation.
Did we ask questions?
Yeah.
You keep talking about going to school. Tell me about how many schools do you have here and how many children are here to go to school?
We have 3 schools. Well, we have the elementary school that has about 600 kids. Well, when I went there, it had 600 kids. And we have the high school, and that has about 300 kids, and that includes the middle school. And then we have an ALC, Alternative Learning School. I'm not really sure how many kids go there, but yeah, we have our schools. Oh, and we have a new school that just opened. It's called Nikato. It's where the kids go and they just learn and they speak the Eskimo language. Through the whole day, they don't speak English.
Oh, that's good. So they can keep up with the culture.
Yep.
That's where the little people go.
About 2 to 3 years old.
3, 4 years.
That's cool.
You guys can go ahead and look around at the tables and ask any questions you have at the
Do
table.
you have, does anyone still live in your sod homes?
Just these girls right here. When they're young of marriageable age, they have to stay in the sod house until they find a something. No, I'm just
We have several names for the different dances that we do. This first set of dances we'll be performing what we call sailing. And these are motion action dances. A lot of these dances are well known throughout the western and northern coast of Alaska. Although the song and the drum beat may remain the same, the motions differ from community to community. This first motion dance will be performed by the younger girls here, and it's a dance that was taught to us by Winifred Dives. Winifred was the last of our elders that started up the dance group here, and she died at the age of, I believe, 86 years old, and she finally retired from dancing at the age of 84 due to her health. This dance talks about a seagull that is flying with the wind currents, and the seagull dives into the water to catch fish. The seagull is.
your pictures.
This moose is called Alsace, its proper name. It's called Elk in Northern Europe, and here it's called moose. In Northern Quebec, it's called a Lorignac. They're a rather ugly animal, but in the moose, the male have antlers, but the females do not.
Oh my god.
A large female might weigh about 800 to 900 pounds, and a large male might weigh as much as 12 to 1300 pounds. The bears have learned to ignore us.
That's awesome.
They don't care whether we're sitting there alongside or if we're going to be moving on. Because they only learn by either reward or adverse experience of punishment or right.
I know.
Because nobody ever gets off the bus around them, they don't realize what we are. And because no one ever gives them sandwiches or anything like that, food, they don't look to us as a source of easy food.
This is cool. Let's go pet him.
Sorry.
What?
It's always nice when we get a chance to watch a bear this close.
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much. This is
Glad you
exactly
got that
where
on
we
tape.
want to make our wildlife spots.
What?
Glad you got that on tape.
Oh, yeah.
As long as we're quiet, the bears are sitting there until he runs out of food.
Sniffing down them berries too. That's funny. That's awesome.
As soon as the green bus goes a little farther, then we'll pull ahead and get some good side views also.
Damn green bus.
It seems that usually when we're taking pictures of bears, all we're getting is the back shot. In bears, you can have trouble with almost any bear. When you meet a female bear with cubs, she will almost instantly attack in order to protect the cub. But as soon as the danger is over, then she will leave you alone. Of course, you might be dead by that time. But in the case of a single bear like this, we don't know what he'll do. Because he may be playful and want to chase you if you start to run.